Today we mark the beginning of National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Human trafficking is a vicious crime, often perpetrated against the most vulnerable among us, with traffickers engaging in cruelty, abuse, and coercion to force their victims into back-breaking labor and sexual exploitation. The traffickers reap the profits while the victims bear the scars. The Justice Department has made combating human trafficking one of its highest priorities, and that includes listening to the survivors and learning from their experience to ensure our efforts are as effective as possible. 2 years ago, the Attorney General announced the National Strategy to Combat Human Trafficking, to guide department-wide efforts to fight human trafficking and support survivors. Key to that strategy is the work of U.S. attorneys' offices across the country, along with state, local, and tribal law enforcement partners, to establish human trafficking task forces. These task forces not only improve criminal investigations and prosecutions, but also help us focus on the specialized needs of trafficking victims. Over the last year, we've successfully prosecuted multiple individuals for significant human trafficking violations. For example, in July, a human trafficking task force investigation in the Southern District of Texas resulted in guilty pleas and significant sentences for 3 men who smuggled women from Cuba into the Houston area and forced them to engage in commercial sex acts to pay off fraudulent debts. In August, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Minnesota obtained a 20-year sentence for a trafficking defendant who had engaged in the targeting and sexual exploitation of vulnerable 15 and 16-year-old girls. And in October, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas secured a guilty verdict on 15 counts and a life sentence for a defendant who drugged and threatened underage girls into performing commercial sex acts for his own financial enrichment. Today we mark Human Trafficking Prevention Month, but the women and men of the Justice Department are working 365 days a year to combat human trafficking threats and support survivors. This is an ongoing fight. Human trafficking threats are evolving, with traffickers deploying new technology to exploit victims and avoid detection. The Justice Department will not let up on our work to dismantle trafficking organizations, bring traffickers to justice, and empower survivors for as long as it takes to eradicate this abhorrent crime.